and welcome to episode 8 of the Crochet Luna podcast. My name is Claudia and I'm coming to you from the San Diego area in Southern California. The title of this episode is Summer Loving Had Me a Blast. And if you guys are fans of the movie Grease, you'll know that's one of the lines from one of the songs in the soundtrack. Well, summer's over, guys. My kids go back to school next week, and it seemed like summer just went by so fast. But I was really happy with what we did this summer. We finished some stuff, we participated in some CALs, and I just feel really good about the way this summer went along. So I want to talk about the Summer of Romance CAL that finished last Saturday, August 5th. Well, I was in Las Vegas having an awesome time, but more on that later. The chatter thread has been closed and a winner has been picked. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who participated. Whether you finished or not, whether you finished your project or not, you qualified to be in the drawing for the prize on the chatter thread. So I'm just so grateful that so many of you took the time to participate. You know, that this CAL was hosted by Clarissa Beth and myself, and she has the finished object thread on her Ravelry group page. I believe she will be drawing the winner on her next podcast. We kind of coordinated, and we had a little chit chat about how we would handle wrapping up the project, the CAL, and what we decided was that we're gonna do our podcast, upload them on the same day. So if you're watching this, it's probably Monday, May 14th, if everything went well. And so you got a little crochet cakes and a little Crochet Luna in one day, so it can't be a bad start to the week. So let's see, there were 24 people who posted in the chatter thread. Like I said, we had a great turnout. It was way more than I expected. I thought it was gonna be like Clarissa Beth, myself, and her mom participating, honestly, because you know, it was just an idea that came to mind, and I reached out to her, and she was been nothing but wonderful and kind to work with me, not knowing anything about me really. But like I said, I'm just so happy that you guys participated in this CAL, and that you really just did some beautiful stuff. Let's see. Prize package. Okay, so I'll show you guys some of the goodies the winner is going to get. I worked to get some of these things put together as the CAL went along, and I think I did pretty well. Let's see. I am oh, here we go. Okay. I guess I'll start with the smallest, and then we'll work out to the bigger prize. So you're going to get a stitch marker. You're going to get a little Crochet Luna stitch marker. Oh, can you see that? There it is. That I'll be making for you. I have a little moon stitch marker. You're going to get, and I think I showed this on a previous podcast, a free hugs little coin purse. I guess this could be also like a little notions purse by Blue Q. This is the company, Blue Q. And you're going to get this super cool tote. Things, what does it say? Oh, things I can't live without. And we all know what's going in there. Some yarn. I thought that was really cute. And I have some woofy wool. Yes, I have this beautiful skein of woofy wool yarn with these beautiful colors. Look at those colors. This is on her oh, it's a one of a kind, so no one else will have this but you, winner. Whoever wins this, it's a one of a kind. And it's 100 grams of superwash merino, DK 31 yards, 231 pounds. That would be a really heavy skein of yarn, wouldn't it? Sorry, it's 231 yards. So there's your beautiful yarn that you're gonna get. Then my sister-in-law, if you have been following the podcast, you know my sister-in-law Terry is a romance writer for Harlequin Romance, and I saw her was it this week? Earlier this week, but she had messaged me while I was in Las Vegas that she had watched the podcast and she wanted to donate a prize. So you're gonna get 2 of her books. She's written like 15, 16 books, but you're gonna get these 2 books that she has autographed and personalized. So the name of the winner is in the book, so I won't show it to you yet. So yeah, you're gonna get 2, and these are fun reads. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that you sit down with a cup of tea and you have a good old time reading a nice little romance novel. I feel so lucky to be part of this crafting community. The makers of this community are so generous. I feel so fortunate that I'm a part of it. And honestly, you can't call it anything but stalking. I was stalking Vivian of the Pearl and Plum Etsy shop because she posted a picture on Instagram of a bag, and I was like dying. I was like, oh my gosh, I want this bag. And then Clarissa Beth was like, oh yeah, I got mine. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm not gonna get one. But she posted a picture that she was gonna do an update in her shop, and of course I missed the update, and I sent her a message, said, please, if you get any more of these bags, let me know, because I'm dying to get one. And so I was able to score a llama bag. Look at this beautiful llama. Look at her. Isn't she just the prettiest thing ever? And the reason I want this bag is because the San Diego Yarn Crawl is going to happen September 14th through the 17th. And I want to be able to take something and put my goodies in. And I think this is like the perfect bag for that. And look, I'm sure this is water resistant because this is not fabric, but the inside of the bag is beautifully lined with fabric. I mean, it's gorgeously made, and it's got pockets inside. I don't know if you can see them. It's got pockets inside. So Vivian, I am so happy to have this bag. Thank you so, so much. And also, I didn't stop there because, you know, I just can't help myself. I saw this sheepy sheep bag, and it's so cute. I have a project. Like I said, I'm trying to organize for Christmas, and so I need a project to go in here for a present that I'm working on. So I got my sheepy sheep bag. But to the winner, going back to the prizes for the Summer of Romance Cal, she sent this for the winner for me to give away. She told me I could give this away, and so this is going to go to the winner. Isn't that really pretty? Look at that. I love it. So thank you so much, Vivian. That was so unexpected. It's wonderful. And you know what? Look at the inside of the bag. See these? She's got little pockets in there, which I think is super cool. Because a lot of times I'll put things in my bags and they're just like swimming around. I even put a pair of scissors one time, which was not the best idea because they were super sharp. But I love that there's a pocket in there. And you see the detail with the little bead on there. So it's a beautifully constructed bag. So again, thank you so much, Vivian. So the winner is going to get all of these goodies. And I'm sure you're dying to know who the winner is. Yes, I know you're dying to know. Are you ready to find out who the winner is? All right, I'm being so annoying. The winner is Alice, that goes by Isabella 106 on Ravelry, and she also goes by Alice Close Knit on Instagram. And what's funny is that when I saw Isabella 106, I'm like, oh, I wonder who that is. And then I popped over to a Ravelry page and I saw Alice Close Knit. So I'm like, I know who that is. I mean, totally know who that is. So congratulations, Alice. I'll shoot you over a message actually on Ravelry so that you can reply and send me your address. But congratulations. Again, blown away by what everybody has made for this CAL. And I'm going to pop some pictures in of Alice's work because I think she was super creative with what she did. She knitted 2 pairs of socks. And her couple was Hermione and Ron. And she did 1 sock orange, 1 sock green. And then she put them together. But I think what she did, Alice, I think you actually knitted 2 pairs, right? So you do have 2 orange socks and you do have 2 green socks. It's just that you put 1 of each in the finished object thread to represent your couple. She used the Hermione's Everyday Sock pattern, and she used Patchwork Weasly sock. Like I said, I'll pop in some pictures so that you can see her lovely work. So that was the Summer Romance CAL. I so happy with the way that went. I actually completed a second project for the Summer Romance CAL, which was my my Charlie Reyes shawl, which is another blur shawl. The designer is Addie Day Design, and this is her blur pattern. By far, this has to be my favorite pattern of 2017 so far. I love this pattern. I already have the yarn for a 3rd blur, which is going to be a gift. I can't stop making them. I just can't. I love it. So I finished my shawl and I love it. Let's see. Here it is. So I have a combination of different dyers in this shawl. It's really, really long. It's not gonna fit. It's not gonna fit in the shawl. But my favorite part of it is the red transitioning into this. This is called Fire Pit by the Lemonade shop. This is Woofy Wool in the oxtail. This is Candy Skein, and this is again, oh no, this is Anzula Fibers right here. It's Anzula Fibers, and this is Woofy Wool again. The colorways are, let's see. So for the Candy Skein, it's called Stormy Sprinkles. This is Candy Skein. Look at her cute tag. This is the colorway, Stormy Sprinkles. And then Anzula Fibers, this is the tag for Anzula. That is called Ballerina. And it's a 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, 80% superwash merino. Really soft yarn. Really, really gorgeous, luscious yarn. And the other ones, like I said, were Oxtail from Woofy Wool, and this was called Pistachio from Woofy Wool. And let's see, that's Woofy Wool. Because any chance I get to flash this logo, I will do it because I love it so much. Okay, so that is my finished Jet, my beautiful shawl that I can't wait to wear. And like I said, that's the blur pattern. Okay, so then I'm just dropping everything everywhere. I went to Comic-Con. Last episode I was telling you that in San Diego we had Comic-Con that weekend. We went to Comic-Con. It was fantastic. There was a family there that was dressed as superheroes to the nines. I mean, amazing the work that they put into. My little boy dressed up as a Ghostbuster, and he was like a hit. Like, people were stopping him on the street trying to take pictures with him. So he was a little Ghostbuster, and he was super cute. And we went kind of late, so we kind of rushed a little bit, but it was fine. We got to see a lot of stuff. But what was funny is that afterwards we went to eat, and we went to eat, I think it was was it a Mexican place? I don't know. It was really good food. But I had a margarita, and this thing was strong, and I have not had anything to drink in a while, so it was pretty strong. But I have this margarita waiting for my food, and I'm on Instagram looking at stuff, and the lemonade shop pops up, right? You guys know how much I love me some lemonade shop. So I think I must have been drunk. Honest to God, I hashtagged it Buzz Yarn Shopping, because before I knew it, I think I had the margarita here and the phone here, and by the time I put those things down, I had bought yarn. Just like that, it was bought. But let me show you this yarn that I bought. It's called Sugar Plum Fairies. I love this color. Look at these. Look at this. Look at that. That is some beautiful color. Look at that. The yellow. It's this yellow. Just, it had me. And like I said, it's called Sugar Plum Fairy. It's on her Mighty Sock from the lemonade shop. I dare you to go to the lemonade shop and not find something fantastic to buy, because they have the most beautiful colorways. So yeah, I bought yarn while buzzed. You know how they say, like, don't drunk call people or something? Be careful. Put the phone down. Put the margarita down, Claudia. Because that's what happened. I bought yarn. So then, after that, we're planning a trip to go to Las Vegas. My husband travels to Las Vegas a lot because he's got business there. And there was an event that we had to attend on Saturday, but we were going to take the kids. And we have a timeshare there. There's a nice pool. We actually have a timeshare in a fantastic location between the Bellagio and the Aria, across the street from Planet Hollywood. And I love it because I get to walk everywhere. But we were set to take the kids with us, and then the kids were just driving me nuts. I think they'd had it. I think they're ready to go back to school. And I said to my mom, can you please just come and hang out with the kids and the dogs, and then just give me a couple of days, with Brandon, so we could just chill out. And she was wonderful, and she did. She came down and stayed with the kids, stayed with the dogs, and Brandon and I headed to Vegas and spent like 3 super relaxing days. I'm telling you, I know a lot of people don't like Vegas because they think it's all seedy and gambling and debauchery, which it is. You want to find debauchery, it's there for you, like right there. Okay, you want to find slot machines to gamble, the gas station has slot machines. It's no joke. But we frequent Las Vegas a lot, and we actually don't do a lot of any of that. I'm a poker player. I like to play poker. I played a little bit this time, didn't do anything too much. What I did is I slept a lot. I ate some really good food, and I just got to hang out with Brandon, and it was so nice to just relax and just have a conversation. It's just crazy the way our lives are sometimes, with the kids being busy and him being out of town a lot, traveling a lot, or just being busy. It was, you know, it's like a 5-hour drive for us, maybe a little bit more, and it was just nice to just catch up and talk about stuff. So I had a really wonderful time, and I came back all like energetic and full of ideas. And then I walk in my house and I'm just like, oh my gosh, reality shock. But like I said, kids are going back to school next week, and that is a whole process. All you moms know what I'm talking about. So let's see. Okay, so then, oh my gosh, I have like a desk full of stuff, and I forgot to bring my whips. So let me go get them. Okay, so let's talk about my whips. I only have 2 because I have been a finishing machine all week. So I just have the 2 projects that I'm working on, which are my Gorman Street socks by Ron Strong. You know that I finished 1, and then I'm working on the second one, which is right here. And I did have a lot more on this sock, but what I noticed is, and like I said, I was so relaxed on this week, on this 3-day little mini vacation I took in Las Vegas, that my gauge was really loose. I was crocheting really loose, even with a 2mm hook. So I took it back to the toe part here, and then I just started recrocheting this, redoing this, and it's much better now. So I'm working on these. Like I said, this is the Gorman Street socks from the Step Into Crochet book by Ron Strong. My second pair of socks will come out of this book, and it will be I'll be using that sock blank family reunion, if you remember that, from Lucy Fibers. So I'll be doing another pair of socks from the book using a sock blank. That's going to be my next pair. Oh, and look at this cute little bag I found. I found this at the thrift store in Las Vegas. This little bag, I don't know if you can see, has little stitches, like little knitted stitches on there. And here's my hook. But you know what I like about it is that it's a soft bag, but the top of it has some structure to it. So I was just carrying this along, crocheting. I put it in the car. I paid $3 for this. I love it. I think it's such a handy little bag. So this is my little thrift store acquisition. I also found yarn. I found a skein of beautiful wool yarn for $1.99. I won't show it to you because it's back there somewhere. But yeah, that's whip number 1. Whip number 2 is my Urban Stripe shawl, which is the shawl pattern that Rosina from the Zines and Roger podcast has out. This is it right here. I'm doing it with yarn that I purchased a while ago from Catherine of Crafternoon Treats. And I have, it's such a great pattern, very easy to follow. I'm so happy with it. I have this much done. Oops. It's a 2 pattern repeat. I mean, it's not really difficult. And this is her, let's see, do I have a tag in here? I didn't know what happened to that tag. But this is on her heavy fingering weight, 2-ply Romney lamb's wool, BFL. So it's 90% Romney lamb's wool, 5% BFL, 5% Shetland from a farm near Inverness, Scotland. I totally tore up this tag, you guys, but I'll show you the tag. So that's Catherine from Crafternoon Treat. And I know it's somewhere. I lost the colorway for this. Once I find it, I will post it. I will put it down here somewhere. But it's beautiful yarn. Look at that. Look at all the colors. You can see what that looks like. And so then the stripe part of this I will be doing with this one, because these two came as a pair. When I bought them as a pair. So then I'll be using that for the stripe. And then when I went to a fiber festival a couple years ago in Long Beach, I bought this from a gal who, oh my gosh, I remember her story. She had driven from like Texas to Long Beach for this festival. She was exhausted. I think it was only her and like one other person, and they are both like, they look like they were so tired. But this is it. I believe this is undyed, and you see how it's got thick and thin pieces. I'm a little worried about how that's gonna look, but I'll try it, and if it doesn't work, I'll have to substitute this for something else. So those are my two whips. Those are the only two things that I'm working on that are newly started ish. The rest of the stuff that I've been working on has been just all about Festival of Finishing. I want to finish as many things as possible. I want to start the fall season with a whole new what do I want to say? The words are in my head, I know. They just not happening. But let's just call it a whole new list of patterns that I want to work on. So I did a giveaway for this pattern because I think it's a great pattern that you can customize with any yarn. I mean, look at how beautiful these colors look. So the winner of that was, let's see, the winner of the Urban Stripe Shawl is Sarah, who is Little Fuzzy Sarah on Ravelry. Now Sarah, I know that she has a podcast and YouTube as well, and I believe it's a crochet only podcast. The prompt for the giveaway was, tell me something that you're proud about, and it was wonderful to see what everybody is proud about, because we have to be proud of what we make. Not everybody can do what we do, people. Let's be proud of the crochet things that we make. We had 16 people enter that giveaway, and I took some notes. Of the 16 people that did the giveaway, 3 people were super proud about doing socks. Sarah was really proud that she looks like she's going to finish her socks. So you can pop over and see what she's doing, because I think she has also posted in the Sock It To Me thread. We've got people who have done shawls that they're very proud about. We've got one lady, You Crochet 23, is proud that she crocheted a pattern she made 3 tops, like for herself and for her daughters, and I was really intrigued by the pattern. It's called the Ohana Top pattern. I reached out to the designer early this morning and I asked her if it was okay to post a picture on the podcast. So I will pop a picture of this pattern because it looks like it's made for a lot of sizes, which I think is great. If you're going to buy a pattern, the more you can get out of that pattern, the better. So I will go ahead and pop that in there so that you can see this pattern. We've got people, we've got somebody who finished a temperature blanket that was straws, like strawberries, straws. Let me know. I hope I didn't totally butcher that. But we've got To Be Loop 2 is proud that she is crocheting for herself without feeling guilty. And you know, a lot of us crochet and we give away things to people, and sometimes it's hard to say, you know what, I'm gonna crochet for myself, and she's managed to do that, so she's super proud of that. Let's see, we've got a felted basket, like I said, shawls, amigurumis, oh yes, Patty Crochets, her Ravelry name is Patty Crochets, crocheted 9 amigurumis for a children's hospital. So definitely feel proud of that. So that's the Urban Shawl giveaway. Congratulations to Sarah. Check out her podcast. She's got 7 episodes. Next up, we've got Festival of Finishing. And I swear to you, Faye, I turned my house upside down, and I thought, well, originally, when you put this out there, I went through everything, and I thought, okay, great, I have these many projects. A little bit later, I found 2 more projects, and I found more projects. So this is like the black hole of unfinished projects in my home. I don't know what these things were, but like, I feel so close to the finish line. I don't want to start September with unfinished projects. That is my goal. That is what I'm pushing towards. So I have been a finishing machine. I finished, if you look at my shawl back here, this is just a basic granny stitch shawl that had a bunch of ends. That's done. I did all the ends. They're all woven in, and it's done. I'll be posting that in the thread in Faye's. What am I saying? I'm all tongue-tied. You know, I'm podcasting way later than I usually do. It is about 5 o'clock my time. And so, I don't know. Usually I have like a cup of coffee in the afternoon or a cup of tea. And now I've got this ginormous tumbler of water because it's still super hot here. I may need... Whoa, what happened there? Okay. I definitely need my coffee, but okay, so finish Festival of Finishing. Okay. I have since 2014 this little pouch. There is a blog post on the Crochet Luna blog dated August 24th, 2014. It's almost like 3 years to the day. But I had done the little, it was a pencil case. It was like a back to school thing. So I did this little pencil case and I did this little motif. And then I promptly just stuck it somewhere because I couldn't do the lining. I couldn't do the zipper. It just was super intimidating. But Rosina from the Zines and Roger podcast put out a little video tutorial a little while ago about doing a little coin purse where you could put the lining and a zipper, and that's what I used as my reference to be able to do this, and I will link it. So I totally put a zipper in, you guys. I put a zipper and I put lining in here. Look at that. And this is my Halloween fabric that I found at Joann's. I'll show it to you. I saw it and I'm like, oh, this is so cute. So this is the fabric. It's got little skulls and it's got little, you know, spiders down here. I thought that would be the perfect fabric. And I'm going to use this to make a bigger project bag. Possibly the one for something that I'll discuss later. But I think this will be perfect. So I went ahead and put a zipper and then line the bag, and it's perfect. I'm going to use it as a notions pouch to put hooks and things in here. So that was done. I mean, like I said, this has been just sitting there until now, where it becomes something that's usable, and I'm proud of myself because I've always been scared of the sewing machine. I've never in my life sewn a zipper, and I've never put lining in anything. And having done this first little pouch now has given me a skill set to build and make other things and do other things. And I'll show you how just doing this little thing really, really helped my confidence in getting 2 other things done that I never would have thought that I could do in a million years. And one of the things that I did was in episode 1 of the podcast, I showed some granny squares that I was crocheting for a pattern, again by Catherine of Crafternoon Treats. It was her retro granny stash bag. And if you go to her blog, it's a free pattern. I'll show you the pattern. This is the pattern from Crafternoon Treats. It's just 2 pages. It's great. It's easy to follow. There's no issues with the pattern. But I ended up with squares that were almost 14 by 14. So you can imagine that's a pretty big bag. I had 3 squares and I needed 2 more. That's all I needed. And what's really good about the pattern is that as you're doing each round, you're weaving in your ends, so you're not dealing with a million ends at the end of each square, which is great. But I was intimidated by the fact that you've got to line the bag, and then you've got to put like a cord, and then you crochet over it to give the handles, to stabilize the handles on the bar. And so that was putting me off because I'd never done that either. But I put my big girl chonies on and I said, I'm going to do it. So I did it. And I love it. So here is my ginormous granny stash bag. Look at this thing. It's huge. You could fit one of my kids in here. I swear you could. So there's the back. There's the front. And I ended up with little balls of the yarn, and so I figure a ginormous granny stitch bag needs ginormous pom-poms, and that's what I did. I made 2 huge pom-poms, and look at that. Put all the colors in. This is all the leftover yarn that I had. I just stuck it in there, and then I stuck it to the front of my bag. And now she's done. And then I did the handles. And what's funny about these handles, okay, these are done a little bit different than the way Catherine has in there, because I couldn't, I'll show you, the stuff that's in here is a little bit different than what she uses, and so I screwed up something, I don't know, and then so I just kind of finagled it and just did these handles this way. My mom, who I have spoken about before, trying to help me with the sewing, she picks up stuff all over the place, and she brought me a bag of this kind of like cord lining. I'll show you. It's kind of like what they'll put tassels on this stuff, you know, like this, and then they'll put a tassel on it, and then you can use it to for curtains and things. I don't know what it is, honestly. See, it's got this extra stuff that you could sew onto something, and then you would have a nice little finished edge. So I had some of this, and she's funny because when she brought it to me, she was like, I don't know what you can do with this, but I found this, so here it is. And as soon as I saw the tutorial on putting the handles on the bag, I thought I had the perfect thing to use for that. And so this is what's inside my bag right here. And then I crocheted over it, and actually this goes all the way around, so it gives the bag a really nice it stabilizes the top of the bag really nicely, and it feels very sturdy. Also, I lined my bag, not the way Catherine does it. It's completely different because I used the same principles that I learned from Rosina's tutorial to just hand stitch the lining around. So I did exactly what I learned from Rosina's tutorial to attach the lining to the bag. So my bag is fully lined. I used the tutorial that Catherine links to in her blog post for this pattern to make the lining of the bag, and I did sew it. You have to sew it, and you have to, you know, square off your edges so that you end up with a square bottom. So I did do that. So that was great. And then my my giant pom-poms that I made, here you can see them right here, I made with my pom-pom makers that I have, which I'll show you because you guys have all seen those Clover pom-pom makers. I didn't use those. You've seen people use cardboard to make their pom-poms. I didn't do that either. For about 2 seconds a couple years ago, the stores, the Target stores, thought they were gonna have a craft section that included yarn and things of that nature. So they had yarn, they had crochet hooks, they had knitting needles, and they had other little things that go along with that craft, you know. But they were there and they were gone like in 2 seconds because obviously nobody wanted to buy their yarn at Target. One of the things that I saw that I immediately grabbed was the pom-pom makers that Target put out. And they are these. These are my pom-pom makers. My lighting is going to change drastically. Like I said, I'm podcasting way late. So these are the pom-pom makers that I got from Target. And the one that I used for my giant one is the elephant, and it says extra large on there. But I also have a polar bear, and I've got a little sheepy sheep, and I've got a little puppy dog, and the tiniest one is a little mouse, and it says tiny on it. So that's what I used to make my giant pom-poms. But aren't these not the coolest pom-pom makers? And they were $10, and I think they were on clearance because nobody wanted them. So, and it was the one set that was there. If not, I would have grabbed all of them because they're so cute. So that's my pom-pom maker that I have. Oh, I can see the light is changing drastically. Let me share with you about my visit to the yarn shop in Las Vegas. It's called Sin City Knits. I don't know if you can even see, that's the bag back there. And it is owned by a lady named Debbie. Originally, I went to the store back in 2014 and bought some yarn. Actually, the yarn that I used for the crochet top that I wore in my last episode is from Sin City Knits. That's where I bought it, the Sunseeker yarn by Cascade Yarn. And I went in there, and because I said, Brennan, I can't not go. I've missed coming to the shop like 6 times. It just hasn't worked out. Please just drop me off and I'll call you and pick me up. And he was wonderful. He's like, yeah, go do whatever you're gonna do. And I walked in, and I will put the link to the shop so you can check it out, because it has a really good like little slideshow of what the shop looks like. Wonderfully stocked shop. I walked into what was, I think, was going to be one of their knit nights. They were nothing but welcoming. The sales floor lady, who I'm so sorry, I do not remember your name, was incredibly helpful. I put my stuff down in their table. They had food. They asked me if I wanted food. There was a gentleman there whose name is Scott, who I think he also works at the shop and does their shop samples, who was so nice. He was like, so what do you do? Do you crochet or knit? I'm like, I only crochet. And he was like, I can get you knitted by the end of the day. Knitting by the end of the day. So he was so wonderful. He was knitting with this amazing yarn. I will pop a picture if I can find it of the yarn that he was using. It was really beautiful, and it's a yarn line that is dyed specifically for Sin City knits. So Debbie, who is the owner of Sin City Knits, dyes yarn for the store. I believe they did this to celebrate their 4-year anniversary a little while ago. Might have been last year. And when I saw it, the color really called to me. It's like a gradient cake, and it's extra fine superwash merino, 225 yards. So she's got a whole line of these Sin City yarns in her store that I really thought were pretty. And I also bought some universal sock yarn, which is this one right here. The colors are probably going to get a little crazy now that the lighting isn't so great, but it's still pretty true to color. I have these for some socks that I want to make. And then I found these mini LGF Suris is the name of the company. Look at these beautiful minis. Look at that. These are so soft. These are so soft. They're really squishy. They're really pretty. When she had a bunch of these packs, I wanted them all. But I have a nice project in mind for these, but they're really, really soft. She also had some Ella Ray yarn. She had like a whole wall of it, and I wanted all the colors. They were so pretty. This yarn is a blend. I believe it's an acrylic blend. Let's see. "75% acrylic, 25% wool." And I bought, oh, the colors are just not going to show up right now. But I got these, and I got this, because I wanted to do something like this. Really, really pretty. I'll see if I can pop in some better pictures of the yarn that I got at Sin City. So Sin City Knits is exactly what you will want in a yarn shop. It has local yarns. It has a great selection of yarns, friendly people, knowledgeable people, and a very welcoming environment to a crocheter. They had and I wrote it down, I believe, yeah. They had a possum. They had a yarn that was made with possum. I had never heard or seen that. It was the softest, wooliest, most luxurious thing I'd ever seen. And the company name is Zialana. It's 60% merino, 30% possum, 10% silk. And I'm sure the silk and the merino are helping it to be soft, but it's like butter. So I found a free pattern at Sin City Knits that I wanted to share with you. This episode really should be titled Pattern Palooza, because I have so many patterns to share with you, and I actually have an idea about something that I want to run by you guys and see what you guys think. So the picture of the pattern here does it no justice. I don't even know why I'm going to show you the picture, because it's going to be washed out and it's not a great picture. It's called the Divine Hat. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. Here's the hat. There's a baby version of this hat that will probably show off the pattern a little bit better. You see that? It's a free pattern on Ravelry. Of course, I will give you the link for it. The sample they had at the shop looked amazing, and I tell you, for a hat, for what looks like a simple hat, it has a lot going on, and I think it will do well in a different color. They had it in a nice, like a brown variegated color, and I loved it. I really did. But there was what I'm calling the mandala kitty. they had this little kitty that has the belly of a mandala and the face of a kitty. And I said, I want that pattern. And Barbara at Sin City Knits, who happened to be there knitting, says, oh, I have it. Let me show you what it's called. And it's called Karmic Kitty. How cute is that, Karmic Kitty? And let's see, who is this by? I will look up the designer's name and pop it in, but I want to make all of the Karmic Kitties right here, all of these. I think they're so cute. So they were very nice. Barbara was very nice in helping me out. And also, like I said, I am so sorry. I do not remember the name of the sales lady that was helping me, but she let me know about the Divine Hat and that it was a free pattern. So Sin City Knits in Las Vegas, if you want to check it out, you want to spend some time crocheting or knitting, lovely people. I can't recommend them enough. Moving on to CAL news. You guys know how I love me my CALs. Did you guys see Emma's last episode, Potter and Bloom? If you haven't, you should go check it out, because she has put out a pattern that is going to have a crochet along starting September 1st. She had me at the pattern. I mean, this thing is gorgeous. It's called the Liula. It's a gorgeous wrap. And it's done with a yarn called Cotton Flowers. Now, Cotton Flowers, I'd seen Lindsay from the Lottie and Albert podcast. She showed off some of her cotton flower cakes that she had, and they were gorgeous. Of course, they were beautiful. But Emma has designed this particular pattern to take up one cake of the cotton flowers. And let me tell you, I'm telling you, warning you, just giving you the heads up. When you go to the Cotton Flowers website, use some restraint, because there are a gazillion, thousand, billion cakes that have beautiful colors. So I picked one. I don't have it yet. That is in the red family, but there was like one that looked like a melon to me. There was some subtle brown ones. I mean, go to the Etsy shop for the Cotton Flowers. I'll pop in the link, and you will see she has so many different colorways. If you can't find a colorway, Emma says that she will do a custom order. Hopefully that's true, but I just cannot see you not finding a colorway. They're so beautiful, and there's just so many to choose from. This is going to be the Cake Cal, hashtag Cake Cal, or my new favorite hashtag, which is hashtag Let Them Crochet Cake, or hashtag Liula. So you can use any of those hashtags, and like I said, it's going to start September 1st and it's going to run through October 31st. Can't wait to do this CAL. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's beautiful. The Liula. Alright, let's see. I'll move on to more Pattern Palooza, because I have, well, I'll wait on that, because I want to get to something that I'm dying to share with you, and that is that I received the most amazing parcel from Faye of the Crochet Circle podcast. Oh my goodness, I can't tell you how blown away I was by the stuff that she sent me, and I won't show all of it to you because I'll show you the stuff, because some of it I ate already. Okay, she sent me some candy, it's not candy, it's called tablet, I believe. And if you know dulce de leche, it's reminding me a lot of that. The tablet was a little crunchier than dulce de leche, but it had the same flavor. of it. So I ate all of that. It was like gone before I got out of the car. I did give my daughter some because she was like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "You can't have this." But I did share with my daughter, and she loved it too. We were fighting for it. But she sent me this really luxurious lip balm, and she's been taking a pottery class, and so she sent me a little soap dish because I got this, which is a wool wash. And that is true to color because it is yellow, so I'm not gonna stress out about the color not being right. But it's this wool wash, and it is organic wool wash sweet orange by this company here, which I believe she's going to be stocking in her Knitted Hook It Crafted website, in her store. She made this little soap dish in her pottery class. I took pottery many years ago in college. I love pottery. I've thrown on the wheel. I did high fire clay. That's what I use most of the time. I loved ceramics. I loved it. I love pottery, and I'm getting a kick out of her finding a joy in her makes with the clay. But yeah, she sent me that. And then she sent me, I had been admiring, because she went on holiday, and she got some of the stuff that she sent me on her holiday, which I so appreciate that you were thinking about me in your holiday, because I know how it is. You want to get away from it all, and that you took the time to get these things together, thinking that I would love them. I just can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. But she had bought some tweed on this holiday, and I'm like, oh my, I love tweed. I love that fabric. And she talked about there was going to be maybe some project bags made out of it, and I'm like, sign me up now, because I want some. But she sent me some bits of tweed that she said, oh, maybe you'll find some use for it. Okay, well, I got that package, I want to say on a Thursday or a Wednesday. That same night, I was like, I'm going to make a bag. Mind you, the only other bag I've ever made is that little cotton beach one that I showed a couple podcasts ago. But I found a great tutorial on YouTube. I fired up my machine, and I cut up the fabric, and I made this. I made this little stock bag. And so I got a piece of this. I got a piece of this. I got a piece of this. And I got a piece of this. And I cut it to best utilize the sizing that I had. And so and it's all crooked. I mean, this is not perfect by any means, but I will always treasure this because it came from my friend Faye, and it came from Scotland, and it was gifted to me, and I was able to make something that I will always treasure. So I had this extra fabric that I used, and I put this like little lace to hide the crooked lines. And then I put these little pom-poms because I'm like a little pom-pom kick. And then I put my little tag. I had these tags made a while ago. And, oh, and it's lined. So I lined it. So I made this little bag, and I love it, love it, love it. But she also sent me some yarn, and it's the Knit by Numbers by John Arbin, I believe is the company. Yes, John Arbin. And it's a company that she talks about a lot on her podcast, because I believe she has a very close relationship with this company. And she had asked me what colors I wanted. I said some fall colors. Wow, I mean, I'm blown away. I'm going to show you these yarns. Ugh, look at these colors. And I know this is not the best lighting for it. I'll pop a picture. But if that doesn't say fall to you, I don't know what does. And they're soft. And they're squishy. and they smell so good. And remember last episode I said to you, you never know what is going to inspire you from your stash. And that's why, you know, you gotta respect the stash. Well, I was looking at these yarns and I'm thinking, you know what? This has been a year of a lot of firsts. You know, I'm sewing things now. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna try and design something with these yarns. That's what I'm gonna try and do, because I think they deserve that. I want to see what I can make with them that is all of my own, using these beautiful yarns that were sent to me, because I think that's what I need to do. But thank you so much again, Faye. I can't say enough about how soft and beautiful these are. So that is what I have for yarn acquisitions that I bought, yarn that was gifted to me. I'm not always gonna have a bunch of yarn. It's just that I'm trying to get ready for Christmas. And this Christmas I will be doing several gifts projects for people, and I want to get started on them as soon as possible. So I'm giving myself the rest of August to finish up all the stuff that I need to finish. I have my granny where is it? Oh, here. I have my granny square poncho that I want to finish. I have a blanket that I made when I first started crocheting 3 years ago that just needs the ends woven in. The colors, I mean, I'm not crazy about the colors anymore, but actually the colors were kind of chosen by the person who's going to get it. And so, and it's made out of 100% acrylic. So I'll be finishing that, and then, you know, that's going to go to its new home. And then I have a couple mandalas that I made 2 years ago. Yeah, maybe 2 years ago. That have the ends woven in. These are the ones I told you. I don't even know, guys. I don't even know. But every episode I'm like, oh, I'm almost done. But I find this. Okay, this is it. This is it. Nothing else is going to pop up, because I really... If anything pops up, I'm going to lose it. But I have these mandalas that I made that need the ends woven in. But I'm going to get that done. There's one. You know, there's two. This is all scraps that I did for this one. And then this mandala, I don't know what I was smoking, but I thought I'd be really artsy on this one. No, Claudia, no. So it's just a gray mandala, and I thought, oh, I'm going to put some red in there because it's going to be so cool. That little bit of red. Why? Why did I think that? Like I said, I did these a while ago. Just to break up the gray? I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. What do you think I was thinking when I was doing that? But I have those mandalas. I have the blanket, and I have the poncho, and I'll be done. It has to get done by the end of the month, because I need to start September. I need to hit the ground running. I need to get my projects for Christmas going, along with the other things that I want to do, which I showed you, which is my Rosina shawl, my sock, and then start my new sock that I want to do with the blank. So I created a spreadsheet. I created a spreadsheet called Holiday 2017 Holiday Crochet Gifts. And it's got recipient, pattern name, and yarn reference if I want to do that. Size to crochet. This is yarn weight per pattern, yarns needed per pattern, yarn weight purchased, total yarns purchased, and hook size. So I'm going to, like I said, go to the San Diego Yarn Crawl in September. I will have my patterns picked out, the size that I'll be crocheting for the person, the yarns that the pattern calls for, the size weight of yarn that the pattern calls for, and I'll have this information with me so that when I go to the crawl, or if, wherever I am, I want to have this information with me. So then it says what I need and what I bought. So then, and then down here I pop the calendar. September, October, November, December. I have a calendar there so I can keep tabs on the date. So I think that this is a good way to organize things. I, of course, didn't just do this for myself, right? You guys know that. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to see if I can link the PDF file on my blog post so that you can download this. If I cannot figure it out, then just message me on Ravelry and I will send it to you. Send me your email address on Ravelry and I will send you this this worksheet so that you can start because you know what, there's going to be so many patterns that you're going to come across. And if you're like me and you write things down everywhere on the back of receipts, napkins, candy wrappers, I don't know, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna put this in my purse, and then it just disappears into the black hole of nothingness, then having something like this, I think, will help all of us. And it's got enough for 15 projects, because girlfriends, please don't be like crazy making 25 things for people. I mean, 15 projects should be enough. Having said that, if you're gonna crochet a gazillion projects, just make copies of this because it's only got room for 15. And look at that, I put little hearts so that you feel even good when you finish something. You can just check it off where it says finished. So that is how I'm going to try and get organized for the Christmas season, because I do have for sure 5 projects. One of them is another blur that I'm going to give to as a gift, and so I need to get organized with that stuff. Alright, so back to Pattern Palooza. I think that should be a segment, huh? Pattern Palooza, what do you think? Look at the light, oh my gosh. It's going to be like super dark by the time you guys get this. By the time I'm done podcasting, the thing is, I have to podcast today. My weekend is done. I won't have any time to podcast during the weekend, and this has to be uploaded on Monday. So I'm so sorry if the lighting sucks. This is the best I could do right now. But Pattern Palooza. I have been watching the Urban Gypsy podcast, which is Jan Carruthers in the UK. She's got a lot of episodes and she does a lot of incredible garments. Her and her friend Sue. So, hello Sue. Hello Miss Jan. And I think there's another podcaster, Kelly, who pops in once in a while. They constantly talk about Doris Chan. I don't know if you guys know who Doris Chan is, but she's an American crochet designer who does a lot of beautiful lace work, and she's like a master crocheter. She's written books. She's been in every major magazine. She's just pretty incredible. If you don't know who she is, you definitely should check her out. She's got a really great blog. I will pop the link so that you can check it out. She has designed patterns for all of the major yarn companies. So if you go on Ravelry and you look her up, you'll see free patterns, paid patterns, patterns that are in books. So it's like a whole mix of things. There is one pattern that is on her website that's free, and it is called the All Shawl. And from reading the description on this particular pattern, it is one of the first patterns that she self-published. It's got over 100,000 downloads, this pattern. Over 100,000 downloads. And it's free. It is 20 pages, but you'll see why. The all shawl can be customized into 5 different shawls. You can make this shawl in any yarn weight, in any length that you want. And she gives you, I mean, this thing is amazing. This is like a book. This is like a free book. It has all the different yarn weights for the different, you know, the long version, the short version, the chunky version. It has them all there. And then I'll show you a good picture of what it looks like. So it's like a circular, I don't know what they call these, pie-shaped shawl. This is the base detail on it. This is the pattern. And she even tells you how much yarn to use for the different sizes. So if you get nothing out of my podcast today, please, I would hope that you would go and check out Doris Chan's website, and that you take a look at this incredible gift that she has given us crocheters, which is basically a book, and it's got 5 shawls based on one pattern. I think, and it has charts as well. Since this is free, I don't think I'm doing anything bad by showing you this, but see, it's got a chart. So you've got chart, you've got different yarn weights, you've got different sizes, you've got ways to customize this shawl with whatever yarn you have. It's a real gift. This pattern and this pattern is such a gift. So check that out. That's Doris Chan, the all shawl. Now, pattern number 2 that I want to talk about that's free is from the lovely Christina and Talented Hattering. She is the Hotel of Bees shawl designer. She has this as a free pattern. So again, to all the designers who design free patterns of this quality, thank you so much. Your talent is definitely appreciated. It's called Spotting Clouds. This is the new pattern. It's a top, and it's done in this sort of like gradient, which I think is beautiful, by Christina Hattering. It's on her blog. Go check it out. Print a copy. You never know. I mean, I'm gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it tomorrow, but I'm definitely gonna make it. So I love those patterns. Another pattern that I'm going to show you that is free is again by Doris Chan. It was made for the Lion brand company. It's called Crochet Mesh Vest. It uses Vanna's Choice yarn, which I love Vanna's Choice yarn. I have a lot of it in my stash, and I want to make that because it looks like a really quick and easy make. Okay, I have 2 more patterns. I told you this was Pattern Palooza. Faye from the Crochet Circle podcast has an incredible bag that I want to make, and it's called the Hove Beach Bag. Even though summer's over, I live in San Diego. The beach is 30 minutes from me. I can go to the beach almost every single day if I wanted to. So I'm not a beach person, so I probably won't do that. But the bag is gorgeous, and the pattern is amazing. So this is the Hove bag pattern. Pop over to Instagram and you can see versions of this bag that were done by JoJo Twinkle Toes on Instagram. She's done 2 of them. They're beautiful. But this is what amazes me about the way you do patterns, Faye, and I so appreciate it, and it's just crazy incredible with the detailing that you do. She tells you here how much yarn, what the size is, how long it's going to take you. Who does that? It's crazy cool. It tells you how long it should take you to make the bag. So then you can look at that and go, you know what? I could probably take this on my little holiday and do this. Instead of taking 52 projects where you don't do any of them or you do one, you can say, you know what? That's enough to keep me occupied for the next X amount of hours. So that's the whole bag. And for the price that you pay for this pattern, you get a lot of quality. It's a quality written pattern, so it's got picture tutorial in there. It's got everything. So that is now a paid pattern. The next pattern is another Addie Day design pattern, which is the one that I've been wanting to make next after the floor, which is the 3 Springs pattern. Look at how beautiful that is. What I like about this shawl is that it's shallow. It's not like a long, or you know what I mean, it's not like a huge long shawl. It's more this way than this way, which is what I want to do, which is what I really like about my blur that I just did. For some reason it's really long, so when you wrap it around, it's really comfortable to do it that way. So that's 3 Springs by Addie Day Designs. I want to make that. And so I was thinking, you know, I keep doing this because I got wool in my nose and it's itching me. I was thinking about how I tend to show a lot of patterns, but I might not make all the patterns. So my thought is this, and you guys tell me what you think. I'm thinking about opening up a thread on Ravelry, calling it Pattern Palooza Review. And in that thread, if you make one of the patterns that I have shown on the podcast, and you post your finished object and you tell us a little bit about your experience with the pattern, it will help us know if that pattern is a good pattern to go and make. Or just to know that, you know, you made it and that you liked it, or what you didn't like about it, because I know not every pattern is going to be to everyone's taste. So if you post your review of the pattern, essentially, with your finished object, you know, with your picture of your finished object, we'll have like a little library within our group of patterns that you guys have tried and that we can make, you know. And I'll pop in there once in a while and I'll pull winners from that thread. So let me know what you think. I will put that in there. I mean, if I see nobody posting in it, then I guess I'll pull the thread. But I just think it would be a really good idea if, you know, if somebody made, you know, if somebody made this, and this is a free pattern, if somebody made the top and you said, oh my god, this is a great pattern, you know, I've made it once, twice, whatever, then I think it encourages us more to go make more things. So that's it. Let me double check my notes to make sure that I have everything. I think I do. Hi guys, I realized I didn't tell you who the winner of the Joy of Motion pattern is. That was the second giveaway, pattern giveaway, that I was running for last episode, and it was to go check out Joy of Motion, her shop, and to tell me what patterns you liked. And the winner is Cat Crazy Creations, and her name is Sonia. So Sonia, I will be sending you that pattern right away. She liked the summer sweater, which is the pattern that I showed on my last podcast that I really liked, and she also liked the Bella's headband, which I will see if I can pop a picture of both of those. Very nice patterns. Congratulations, Sonia. Like I said, you will be receiving that pattern shortly. Thank you so much for participating. Okay then, it looks like I've covered everything I needed to cover. Thank you so much to Vivian of Pearl and Plum for donating that nice gift, that nice bag for the giveaway. Thank you, Faye, for the loveliness that you sent my way. I treasure everything. I love it. And I want to thank all of you again for coming back, and hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I am Crochet Luna on Instagram, Ravelry, Facebook, and my blog is Crochet Luna. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your comments. I want to do the jars of joy thing. Yes, we need that, right? Because it's Friday. Well, I guess you'll get this on Monday, so this will be your Monday inspirational quote. So here's a jar of joy. I was given this by Jillian of the Cuckoo for Cows podcast. So let's see what we get. The good life starts only when you stop wanting a better one. Bertrand Russell. Wow, isn't that the truth of it, right? As soon as we start appreciating what we got, life seems a lot better. So thank you so much again. Crochet on, and I will see you next time. Bye.